I will have the pleasure of meeting both caretaker Prime Minister Miati and Prime Minister designate Mr. Nawaf Salam today. And there we will discuss more how operationally we can step up our cooperation on return. What is very important is to remember that the new Syrian authorities have said that they will welcome refugees back, which is very good. It is important that they also continue on a positive track, respecting minorities, the rights of everybody, really taking Syria into a new dimension that will give confidence to everybody, including to the refugees. That is something that is very important. I think I will meet Mr. Shara on Saturday, hopefully, and we will discuss these matters as well, because we must all cooperate together towards this effort. Meanwhile, Mr. Shara and his colleagues have already told us they welcome the people back, but they said, please make it gradual. Don't make it a big wave of people back, because this will create a lot of difficulties. Syria has many challenges. I think it's a very reasonable position. That means that some people will continue to stay in neighboring countries in numbers that are likely to decline progressively, and we will continue to work also with those neighboring countries on this particular aspect. So I wanted to be very clear on that. And as I told just now, a few minutes ago, President Aoun, UNHCR will continue to be an important partner in this effort to the Lebanese authorities. My last visit here was during the conflict. There were bombs raining on Beirut as I was meeting actually President Aoun in his previous capacity as Chief of the Armed Forces. And at that time, we really deployed every possible effort to help Lebanese people, especially the displaced people. We are still available to help those that remain displaced. Hopefully, that situation will get progressively resolved. But we stand ready to help with that as well. Thank you.
What you exactly would be suggesting to the Syrian authorities concerning the Syrian refugees in Lebanon? Do you have any plan, any schedule, any ideas to suggest to the Syrian authorities?
Absolutely. It's a complex situation. The United Nations is building an overall plan on how to help the new authorities move in the right direction and address the big challenges, not just the refugees, many other challenges, education system, water, electricity, infrastructure, you name it. There's everything to be reconstructed. Eventually, this, dealing with the return will be part of that plan. But I told everybody we cannot wait because people are already coming back. So we have already started a program of support through cash and other support for the people going back from the different countries. So what we now need to discuss here in Lebanon is how do we work together in a very operational manner with the new government on supporting these people that go back. There's many things that need to be fixed. How do you register them? Where do you help them? What do you do here? What do you do when they go back in Syria? And then in Syria, they also need to be part of this plan. We need to decide what are the priorities. Is it housing? Is it legal issues? Many of them, have property issues and so forth. But the good thing is that in Syria, we have actually quite a lot of experience in all these areas and capacity. We just need to step it up. This is where we need the third party of this deal. It's, the host countries like Lebanon, it's the country of origin, Syria, and it is also the donor partners that have to support. So we're all in together in trying to address one of the, up to 6 months ago, this seemed an intractable issue. Now it's not an intractable issue, so we really have an opportunity.
The Syrian refugee problem is a serious problem, but what about the Palestinian refugees?
The Palestinian refugees, as you know, I'm sure, better than me, are under the umbrella of UNRWA. Now, UNRWA is facing big challenges, but that's the situation. And you are absolutely right. But you also know better than me that a solution for the Palestinian refugees can only happen when there is a political solution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This is why, although UNHCR is not involved in that, but of course we're following, when the ceasefire was declared, which is good, gives these people in Gaza some breathing space, we said, but this now must lead to a viable and just peaceful agreement so that you don't need a ceasefire again in a year's time. And that is the goal, I hope. That's what needs to be done after the ceasefire. And in that context, then the issue of the Palestinian refugees also needs to be looked at. But like I said, this is not for UNHCR to deal with. It's not our mandate. We're not mandated. We are a UN organization, not an NGO. So we have to work on what we are mandated by the General Assembly. Thank you.